many here who know, you started what I was surprised, I didn't really think about it until somebody pointed out. Kristin was 17. 17. Think about where we were at 17 years old. And you were excited and ready to take on reality television. Wow.
Yeah, I didn't really think too much about it.
Yeah.
Honestly, at the time, it was more of a competition. I was like, no, I want to get this because everyone at school wanted it. I didn't really think about the future or what that would actually mean for my life if I got on TV. It was just like, this is right in front of me and I want to get this thing.
Yeah, so you were destined. So again, to remind everyone, 17 years old, and not only was she on reality television, which at the time, I don't think most of us understand what reality television means and implies, but this was sort of a brand new genre coming out, and it was like just completely open to whatever would happen. And it really defined MTV's programming slate and a whole new generation. And what I would like to do, I thought this might be fun. How many of you have seen on social there was sort of a viral trend going around where if you could meet your younger self for coffee. Anybody remember seeing this? People wrote essays and it was very inspiring. So I thought it would be fun to ask you now, if you could meet your younger self on reality television for coffee, what would that conversation look like?
I love that question. So it would be a few things. So if I sat down with like 17-year-old me who just got on TV, I would say enunciate because I sounded like I had marbles in my mouth all the time. So that'd be the first thing. But then I would just say to enjoy every moment, every stage of life, because my whole life, even from when I was 12 years old, I always wanted to be older. And I was always looking ahead instead of just being in the moment. And honestly, it's not until probably the last 5 years or so that I've really learned how to focus on being present. And that probably has to do with having 3 kids as well, because you see just how quickly it goes. My oldest is almost 13, and I honestly feel like I just was holding him in the hospital. So I now, as I get older, want time to slow down. So that would be the biggest message, is just enjoy being 17, enjoy being 18, just enjoy what's right in front of you in this moment, because everything ultimately does work out.
And so here she is saying, but I just want to get to that next place. And you're saying, slow down. What do you think she would be surprised about herself that she has yet to discover?
Oh my gosh. Well, I think that, it's funny because when you look back at your life in these different phases, you don't realize how great things are in the moment. And so I think there's like that innocence at age 17, 18. I also think when you're that age, you think you have so much responsibility and like everything is so hard. And then you have kids and you're like, I knew nothing about responsibility. So there's this real pure innocence in before you have kids, and just those like late teen, early 20s. It's really fun. Like that's when life should be just fun. And you are falling on your face and you're learning how to pick yourself back up. And I think that's when you start to build confidence in yourself and just trusting yourself. And so again, the older I've gotten, the more I've realized it's about the journey rather than the destination, and it's about those moments in between. And so I would just sit young me down and try to explain that and be like, I'm telling you, you're gonna look back and wish that you just enjoyed these moments a little bit more.
Okay, so now I'm really gonna get cheesy and I'll bring out the therapy couch soon. But what I wanna hear you tell her is, can you tell her about your evolution and who you are right now? Talk to her. What would you say? Who are you for everyone here that's looking to really connect right now?
Yeah, I did not realize I was signing up for therapy today. So what I would tell her is that everything that I had been through, everything that we're gonna go through is actually gonna be a gift. And I'm gonna learn to appreciate everything one day, because it is ultimately gonna get us to where we're going. And where we are headed is such a beautiful place of actually being confident and actually loving ourselves. But we have to go through all this other stuff to get there, because without the darkness, you don't know the light. I really do believe that. And in the last few years, someone said to me a couple years ago that things happen for you, not to you. And that's sort of changed my perspective on everything in life, from little things to big things, you know, of essentially everything we go through, there's a reason for it, and we can either take things as opportunities and learn from them and grow, or we can play the victim, but I always choose to take them as opportunities.
It's funny you say that, because how many of us remember thinking about how confident you came across when you were younger, when you probably had no foundation for that, and now there's so much more reason we all have to be confident, but we're scared sometimes and we're afraid to put it out there. I see you nodding. Because you came across to a generation as somebody who was confident, willing to take risks, and it's funny, you share that you actually were like anything but.
Mess. Yeah, I know, and that was wild for me because, yeah, people saw me as this really confident 17-year-old girl in high school, and I always looked at myself, and still do, because, by the way, I've had to go back and watch Laguna Beach a couple years ago, and even more so now, I see this young girl who was a mess, a complete mess, and was overcompensating, and I would say there's a difference between being confident and being tough. I was tough. Like, I was a survivor. You could throw me in a situation and it was sink or swim, and I was always gonna swim. But there's a huge difference between being confident. Confidence is quiet, insecurity is loud, and I think I was a great example of that.
And how has that experience influenced you? You're a mom of 3, and I know there are some moms here at every stage, new moms, moms that are learning to have the house back to themselves, but how did your experiences and going through all that influence you as a mom?
I mean, I think for me as a mom with raising 3 kids, I want my kids to know that they always have consistency with me and trust. I think instilling confidence in kids is, they have to do it on their own. It's more just, we can be a good support system, but I think it ultimately is allowing them to also fall on their faces and show them that they can pick themselves back up. And I just really think consistency is key. I mean, I think I've talked about it a lot, but my dad is a narcissist, and I've had to cut him out of my life. But that was a large part of why I was such a mess, I think. And listen, I think a lot of kids are just messes. You have to find yourself. But I think anyone who is the kid of a narcissist can really appreciate that it's a really confusing gray area as a kid that kind of makes you question your own reality. So I think I was dealing with that as well. And so I think for kids, it's having an open communication and supporting them even when they do fail and maybe they don't do something perfectly, but saying, like, you try though, and you know, that's what's most important. It's those conversations.
You know, it's so funny. One of our friends in common happens, not to name drop, but Justin Timberlake's mom, Miss Lynn, is someone that Kristin knows and is like a second mother to me. And I've always really valued May-December relationships. And that's what I love so much about the theme today, stages, because it's so nice to see people from different places and ages all come together. And I feel like what so many parents and grandparents today, and even ourselves as individuals, we are sort of in a reality world, not television. And you went through that before a lot of people. What insight might you be able to share with family members of kids who are struggling because they've been influenced by instability or whatnot? Being in a fishbowl on television isn't dissimilar from kids that are now exposed to all their friends in school or, you know, co-workers. What might you be able to share now that could help people based on all of that experience that you were thrown into?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the thing is, you know, yes, I went through it on TV, but like you just said, people, it's so similar for so many different people. And, you know, I think, sorry.
She's like, where do I start? Do we have a cocktail yet?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, how did you actually, because I find you so resilient. I mean, if you look back to who was on reality television back then, you're standing here with a self-funded, bootstrapped company making not just tens of millions of dollars a year, but you have not only persevered, but evolved and leveled up in a way that I think you have a lot to share in terms of resilience and strength.
Well, thank you. It's about just not listening to the noise. You know, I think no matter who you are, what field you're in, there's always going to be people telling you no, or telling you can't do something, or that following your dreams is silly. You can't get bogged down by that. I've always said, like, if you have passion and you really feel strongly about something, that's what's most important. I think it's about learning to trust your gut, finding that inner voice, and going off of that, like really tuning into your heart and following your heart.
So for someone who's going to say this to their grandchild or their child, you had something show up on reality television. Everybody saw maybe where you face planted or made a bad choice. And they come home and they're like, I can't face my friends again. This is awful. Knowing you've been in that position, what would be helpful to hear to get support? What would you say to that, person to help them see past this?
Well, something that my mom actually still says to me is, this too shall pass. And it's true. I mean, in the moment, these things, they are a big deal. I would never take away from how they feel in the moment, but it does pass, and you're able to always look back on these things that have happened in your life and be like, actually, it wasn't as bad as I thought. And again, it kind of goes back to what I said a minute ago of everything happens for you, not to you. And so how can you learn and grow from this experience, and just knowing that one day this all will make sense? I mean, I've always said that for a long time. Actually, my mom said that to me too, is everything happens for a reason, and maybe right now in the moment you don't know what it is, and you may not know for a few years, but you will look back and it'll all make sense one day.
I love that. Something else Kristin said that caught my attention is she said, I am not a people pleaser. And I remember reading this thinking, for those who struggle, anybody else like to make sure they take care of a lot of other things? Yes. Give us the advice. How are you not? Because listen, I literally could quote you because you said a few things about it. You did. You said, I have never been a people pleaser. And you went on to say, we are here, put on this earth for our own journey and self. And I was so impressed. I thought, okay, Dish, how do you come to this conclusion?
So I get this question a lot. I don't know. I wish I had some, concrete ideas of like, here's what you have to do. I don't know. I think so. My childhood, I moved around a lot. I was always the new girl. I think I was thrown in situations where I had to just figure it out. I didn't have a choice. And I think because I was thrown in so many different situations, I think that's ultimately how you build confidence, is learning that you can trust yourself and that you know that you will be able to get through whatever the situation may be. And so, but I also think here's what I can tell you actually. When I do something that I'm not 100% behind, it eats me alive. I mean, I don't know if you guys are similar, but I can feel it in my body, like everything in me. And then usually if let's say I commit to something that I don't actually want to do, it doesn't go well. I've just had so much trial and error in my life of learning to trust my gut.
And I think that's really relatable, how many of us know, I see all these heads shaking. You make a choice that you can feel it, right? You just feel it in your bones, and you know, I'm doing something that ultimately doesn't feel right.
Yeah. And it's happened too many times where I'm just like, okay, I'm only going to do what excites me, what brings me joy. I think, and listen, obviously there's situations, especially being a mom, you have to do some things that don't necessarily bring you joy. But, when you can make decisions based on what you want to do, I do think, this is my life, this is your life. Like, we each have our own lives. Like, we should be doing what we want to do, ultimately, what makes us happy.
Yeah, I need a t-shirt that I can read in the mirror, though, to make sure I do that, because I find myself, not to turn this about me, but just last week, we were getting ready to go somewhere, and of course, everybody's like, you're late, this and that, and I thought, everybody's showered, dressed, perfectly packed. I took out the trash, cleaned the dishes, did XYZ. I am not showered, and now you're pissed that I'm late? What have y'all been doing?
Yeah, exactly.
But so again, so many people have watched, like, you reinvent yourself over the past few decades. And if you haven't watched her, you first of all were thrown into reality television when this was like brand new and no one knew the rules. Your first child you had at 25. I still can't believe you have 3. You also shared your relationship publicly on a show, which was challenging. A lot of people in this room can relate to that not working out the way you wanted. And then you start this company all by yourself, right? And the misconceptions are flying around, but wow, some insight. What inspired it? How did you feel about it then? And just tell us about how you are here looking like happier than ever.
Oh, well, thank you. It's so funny because when I look back at the early days, I had no idea what I was doing, you know?
Wait, I just want to say, the reason I ask it that way is not like a canned question. It's that I think the misconception around somebody who's been on television or famous is that, oh, there's agents. People do that for you. You just give your name out, and I can tell you I've met enough, like thousands and thousands of brands. That doesn't work. That's not enough. So I'm really interested in you sharing that.
Well, thanks, and that's a good point. No, I mean, from day one, I've been 100% owner. I mean, I launched it out of my house.
You started with how many pieces?
I want to say it was like 8 to 10 pieces. And I mean, no business plan, like literally no thought went into it. I found someone to create my website and a manufacturer. And from there, I was unstoppable. At the time, I had this fire because I had a shoe line with a well-established company that I had for about 5 years. And you know, there were good things and bad things. I think sometimes learning what not to do is almost more valuable. So it was a great learning lesson for me. But while I had final say, I kind of didn't. And I just felt like I knew my customer, you know, I knew my girl. And so I had this fire in me to show to everybody that I knew what I was doing in the branding world.
And that happens a lot, by the way, when you see your favorite personality out there. If they do have a collaboration or a brand, oftentimes they have input. But it is scary because you don't get final say, and to really launch something on your own is very different.
It is very different. And I mean, a good example of that is I was working with Chinese Laundry, and you know, that's a company that's been around for years and years. I mean, I grew up wearing them. They have a well-oiled machine. You know, I'm answering to a team of people, and they think they know what's best because they've been doing it longer, and I can totally appreciate that. But, and I'm thankful for that experience because it did give me that fire. So with that, I launched Uncommon James out of a room in my house. I finally had a girl come over and just help me package orders. But I mean, at first I was doing the customer service emails. I was packaging all of the orders. I mean, I was doing everything.
And so there are a lot of women here thinking about rediscovery right now. I have talked to at least a dozen of you who said, I just moved here, I'm pivoting, I am in a new chapter. The lesson right now is you can do it, you can do it, you can do it yourself, you can be inspired.
I recommend doing it yourself. I would never take that away. Those early days of being hands-on and doing everything, those were some of the hardest days, but some of the best days. And I think as we grew and scaled, I loved that I, at one point in time, did do everything. I just think, I don't know, especially because for me, it's my 4th child, you know, in the beginning. And maybe it's because I'm too much of a control freak, but, I had to learn to finally start delegating and passing on some of that control, which was one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. But I think everyone should do it themselves. And I think if you can be 100% owner, do that. I know that's not feasible for everybody.
I talk to so many people who are intimidated by what their brand should look like. What, you know, you think you're not, you don't know enough or you're not polished. It's like, but that's the beauty.
I agree.
Is that you're adding value by doing something that they didn't think of yet, or that you're doing it your way. And who cares if there are 5,000 other shoes out there or whatnot? If you have something you feel like you would wake up, I mean, people would always ask about, like, you know, being on the show, right? I'm sure people ask you about being on reality television. And I know in my lane, I'd say, if you are excited to wake up at 3:30 in the morning and do it all the time and things go wrong, I couldn't imagine doing anything else. And there are producers in this room that will tell you, they love me. Emily over there listening to me, but I will call her on a Friday night at 8 o'clock when she's ready to go on a date and say, but I had a better idea. And she's like, oh, for the love of God, I don't need it. But when you feel something you're excited about, I don't care if it's dating someone new, whatever, just make sure you listen to that, right?
Without a doubt. I mean, every market is oversaturated. Every single one. Tell me one that's not. But I think there's room for everybody. And I've always said, yeah, if you have drive, ambition, and that passion, those things can't be taught. You know, you can't go to school for those. So those will take you pretty far, I think.
Yeah. And so, like, I just thought it would be funny with the theme stages today. I was like, if your life in decades was chapters or stages of a book, what might be, like, you call your 20s? What would be the chapter title?
Well, 20s are funny for me because, I started out single, met my ex-husband at age 23 and became a mom at 25. So it's like I would do like pre-marriage,
So
like
first was like the teens were reality check.
Okay, yeah, so like late teens, early 20s would be party girl. I was living my life, I was having fun. Then I became a mom, and a wife, so wifed up.
Wifed up. But what about procreation?
I like that.
Because you also created
there you go. Okay.
procreation. Yes.
I like that. And then I'd say like post-divorce, I'm finding myself, like I'm coming into my own. So
what's the thing that surprised you the most about divorce, looking back now?
Oh, no one's ever asked me that question, actually.
Well, how many people here might know a thing about that? Hands? People?
Yeah, unfortunately, probably more than we would like to admit.
Okay, so, but what's the thing that surprised you the most? Because you hear all the time, it's so hard, or it's this, or it's that, and I know everybody's situation
is really hard, but I actually think it can be a really great thing. I mean, I'm thankful for it, as I'm pretty sure a lot of people are. I think it can be a really good thing, and I don't believe in staying together for the kids. And yes, it is hard, and, but I think it's a really good thing. That would be my positive spin on it.
Yeah, that's great. And now that you are here at this point, what I feel like would be so interesting to learn is if you could really think about, as you're self-funded and you're looking at your brand and what you feel like the value you want to add, where would that go for you? Because right now, where you have jewelry, upstairs, I know women have they've seen beauty. Talk to me about what your dream would be for Uncommon James.
So we are going to continue to open up a few more brick and mortars. So we're about to sign a lease in Austin, which I'm really excited about. But really, the jewelry is our bread and butter. At this point, it's running very smoothly. We have a lot of ideas and excitement for the skincare, and we do want to launch a little bit of makeup. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that or not, but we want to morph the skincare then into some makeup. And no plans to do a whole robust makeup collection, but doing a few products that would be a nice extension from the skincare. But I think that's where my time and energy is going right now, is Uncommon Beauty, and just where we can take that.
And what I would love, because I get to sit in this fun position where I listen to so many of the women in this room who have gotten on social and DM'd, and then I talk to brands that I'm lucky to hear the inspiration behind. I think it would be so fun for people to hear, you started with 8 pieces, and you were just so excited, because when you think about what a brand means, it's like there's something in you that wants to share with other people. Can you contrast when you started, how excited you were, what that collection was like, and now? Because it's not just that you want to I want jewelry, I want this, because you're really involved in the evolution of this, and I'd love for you to share a little bit with them.
Yeah, because that first collection, there was no real thought that went into it. It was so random. It was not cohesive at all. It didn't make any sense.
But it was a success.
So
it doesn't have to be perfect.
No, it doesn't. Maybe if I could go back, I would redo a few things. But hey, we are where we are, so it's all good. But it's almost like I had to go back and learn everything and do things backwards, where now, and by the way, my team is phenomenal. I mean, they really are. I couldn't do any of this without them. But for us, it's become, well, first of all, we have our Uncommon James and who our customer is, and she's a little edgy. She definitely speaks her mind. She's unapologetically herself, which I do feel like is an extension of me. And then with the skincare, that's been a nice evolution for us. And honestly, how that came about was my team noticed a few years ago that people's #1 questions were actually what my personal skincare routine was. And so I had never even thought about doing skincare, but I thought, well, may as well just explore this and see. At the time, I thought I was using relatively clean skincare. We sent it off to a lab, had it tested. Come to find out, it wasn't really clean at all. And we think these products are doing a good thing for our skin, but they're in fact doing the opposite when there's all of these, chemicals and everything in them. So that was actually kind of alarming to me. And that made me want to do the skincare. And now where it's kind of evolved to, because at the time we launched with it being clean, there's a million clean skincare brands out there now. For us now it's...
So talk to, why yours? If you say that, that's what I think people want to know. Okay, why?
Well, Wait, why are there a million?
No,
clean-
not so much why there are a million, but like why yours? Because you're like, yes, there are clean skincare
Okay,
brands.
exactly. So I think at the time, the real focus was to be clean, but we've evolved from that, and now it's more, we're taking a stance on being really hydrating and going after that glowy, radiant skin, and clean is a bonus. So instead of just clean initially being, you know, what we were standing for, it's just like icing on the cake.
I love that. And there are so, like I said, so many people here are in a place of rediscovery, and you've clearly visited that theme over and over. As you're evolving, what might you want to say to those who have paved the way or have been out there?
You know, I think that we're all in this together. And I think even like you guys being here today and supporting me, it means the world. And I just think women supporting women right now, we're having such a movement, and I think it's so important. And I just think at the end of the day, don't let any no's stop anybody, and just go out there and chase your dreams and keep picking yourself back up and doing it.